Karim Benzema and Real Madrid skip past Atletico and book their spot in the Champions League final. Philippe Coutinho is for sale for slightly more than the GDP of Micronesia. Africa officially gets more slices of the World Cup pie. Wolverhampton trust in agent fees rather than actual managerial know-how. Francesco Totti confirmed that he hasn't confirmed those earlier reports that confirm that he's retiring. And Lothar Matthaus could soon be throwing shade at Alexi Lalas on a TV screen near you. It's Thursday, May 11th, 2017, which means happy birthday to Andres Iniesta. If there's a man who could pass a ball through all 30 candles on that birthday cake, it's Andres Iniesta. From Dirty Tackle, Howler Magazine, and the Total Soccer Show, this is The Goalmouth, your daily serving of bite-sized soccer news. Up first, Atletico Madrid defeated Real Madrid 2-1 in the second leg of their Champions League semi-final clash, but that wasn't enough as Real advanced to the final courtesy of a 4-2 aggregate scoreline. Atleti jumped out to an early 2-0 lead, but were pegged back by a goal from Real Madrid's Isco late in the first half. Though to be fair, the goal was maybe 5% Isco and 90% Benzema. The remaining 5%, as stipulated by his contract, goes to Cristiano Ronaldo. In the 42nd minute, Benzema narrowly skipped along the Atletico touchline past 3 different defenders and then centered for Toni Kroos, whose shot was saved by Jan Oblak. The rebound was then poked home by Isco, making him the first and last player to score at the Vicente Calderón in a Champions League knockout round game since Kaká in 2014. Real will now meet Juventus in the 2017 Champions League final on Saturday, June 3rd at Millennium Stadium in Wales. This year's final will be a rematch of the 1998 final, in which Real defeated Juventus 1-0. One man who is definitely hoping for a similar outcome this time around is, strangely, Zinedine Zidane, who started in the number 10 role for Juventus in that 1998 final. Here's hoping that the 2017 iteration has many highlights, including ones like Karim Benzema against Atletico. A link to that goal can be found in today's Goalmouth email. Yesterday, George told you about the expanded 2019 Copa America format, which could see the United States, Mexico, Spain, Portugal, Japan, and China included, because who doesn't dream of hosting a tournament featuring Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, Luis Suarez, James Rodriguez, Iniesta, and Brad Guzan? Well, one Brazilian who might be at that tournament, but probably won't be for sale this summer, is Philippe Coutinho, at least according to Jurgen Klopp. The Liverpool manager has been dealing with sustained rumors from Catalan media that the prize midfielder will be moving to Barcelona for approximately £70 million. So, when he was asked about the proposed move, Klopp couldn't help but joke, quote, "When did he sign a new contract?" End quote. When he was reminded that it was January, Klopp then added, quote, "with a £400 million clause," end quote. He then stared straight into the camera without blinking or smiling before declaring, quote, "There are absolutely no plans to sell him," end quote. Okay, so maybe that didn't actually happen, but he definitely did say that. So, best of luck to Barcelona, because Liverpool are not in the business of selling players they don't want to sell, unless that player is Raheem Sterling. In that case, add a couple million to the price tag. More tournament news now. According to the BBC, the FIFA Council has ratified the decision to give Africa 9 automatic places at the expanded World Cup in 2026. The 56-nation-strong Confederation of African Football currently gets 5 spots at the World Cup, which is kind of ridiculous given the crazy amount of talent on offer in the continent. In the 2014 World Cup, perennial powers like Senegal, Mali, and Egypt were all left at home. Given that African qualifying isn't any less brutal this time around, Ghana, Cameroon, South Africa, Senegal, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's Gabon could all still fail to book passage to Russia. To paraphrase an enraged Didier Drogba, that is a disgrace. So, you can go ahead and count me as one of the supporters of the expanded format. That group features the confederations of South America, Asia, and Africa, and the nation of New Zealand because, let's face it, they're about to qualify for 10 straight tournaments. And while we're talking about the World Cup, we're talking about things that are increasingly corporate, so it's time for some sponsorship. We've partnered up with our friends over at Soccer Pro to get you 10% off orders over $50. So if you, like me, have been salivating over that new black Manchester United jersey, if you haven't seen it, it's beautiful, then you can knock 10% off by using the promo code GOALMOUTH18, that's all one word, all caps, at checkout. Thank you to the good folks over at Soccer Pro for partnering up with us, and thank you to everyone who has taken advantage of that promo code. Quiz time. What do you get when you combine something that Daryl loves with questionable financial policies? Answer: Wolverhampton Wanderers. According to a report in The Telegraph, Paul Lambert, who is Wolverhampton's manager, is considering quitting Wolves amid huge concerns over the championship club's transfer policy. Quote, Lambert was keen to buy a core of British players this summer, along with a couple signings from abroad recommended by George Mendes, the super agent who has close links to Wolves owner's Chinese conglomerate Fosun. But Telegraph Sport understands that Lambert has been informed that Mendes will be handling all player recruitment this summer, which has left him seriously considering his future, end quote. To be fair here, many of the players Wolverhampton signed last summer while Walter Zengo was in charge were Mendes' recommendations, and they all played lots of minutes and looked really good and had a great season. Just kidding, they barely featured. So maybe this is one of those rare instances in which the super agent with multi-million dollar signs in his eyes doesn't have the club's best intentions at heart. I know that's tough to believe, but these things do happen. Happier news now. Last week, I told you that Francesco Totti was definitely retiring at the end of the season, with Roma's new sporting director Monchi confirming it during a press conference. This week, I can definitely confirm that things are unconfirmed. During an interview in the lead-up to Juventus' visit to Roma this coming Sunday, Totti remarked, quote, "Today I answered the umpteenth question about my future with a joke. All I know is that Juve comes to Rome on Sunday, and I'm thinking only of that because we're fighting right to the end of the championship, and Rome comes before everything else. The rest can follow on afterwards, and there'll be time to talk about it," end quote. Couple things here. Number one, I would love to know what the Italian word for umpteenth is, because I'm guessing that's a loose translation. And number two, he didn't so much confirm that he was not retiring, but more so confirmed that he had not confirmed anything, thereby unconfirming earlier confirmations. I, for one, am glad that's cleared up. And finally, we'll close with some broadcast news. Fox Sports has announced that German national team legend Lothar Matthaus will be a studio analyst for the network's coverage of the 2017 Confederations Cup. The tournament itself is scheduled to run from June 17th until July 2nd and will feature Germany, Mexico, Chile, Portugal, Russia, and New Zealand. If Matthaus' past performances in the United States are any indicator, he'll show up on time, but then immediately lose interest in his role and spend the majority of one of the matches sunning himself on a beach somewhere. If you don't know to what I'm referring, go ahead and Google the name Lothar Matthaus and the phrase MLS's worst ever signings. For his part, Matthaus stated, quote, "I am very happy and excited to partner with Fox Sports as an expert for the coverage of the FIFA Confederations Cup Russia 2017, end quote. He then quickly added, "Hey, this is totally unrelated, but I'm definitely getting paid in a lump sum up front, right? Just wanted to make sure." Great. Awesome. And with that, we've come to the end of yet another Goalmouth episode. You can explore all these stories in more depth by subscribing to our newsletter. The link is in the show notes. I've been Taylor Rockwell. Ryan Bailey will be with you tomorrow. But until then, I'll leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip. Ronaldo gets 5% of everything. Don't ever forget that.